Hello, my name is Joshua Brown from the interview training company howtobecome.com, and in this presentation I will teach you how to pass your airline pilot interview. So if you have an interview coming up for an airline pilot role and you need to prepare for both the most common and the tough competency based interview questions for any airline, then please make sure you watch this video from start to finish, because I'm going to help you to stand out and succeed. To achieve that goal, this is what we'll cover. I'll start off by giving you a list of airline pilot interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for, including some tough competency-based interview questions, such as tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult decision in the air. I'll then provide you with example high-scoring answers to those questions to help you to succeed. Plus, I'll also make sure to give you some essential tips for passing your airline pilot interview, before finally telling you how you can download instantly these slides plus 21 great answers to airline pilot interview questions in a PDF guide. And just very quickly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I want to help you to pass your airline pilot interview by giving you brilliant answers to the toughest interview questions, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. Please don't forget to hit that like button, because that tells me you find these tutorials useful. Okay, let's take a look at that very first airline pilot interview question to prepare for, which is tell me about yourself and why you want to be an airline pilot. Now, this is a brilliant opportunity to get your interview off to a flying start and impress the hiring manager. You can be the standout candidate by focusing your answer on the skills and qualities that you have, not your home life or your personal life, unless it's relevant to the job role itself. Instead, focus on your experience and your passion that you have for working in the job role as a pilot. Be sure to also focus on how you're going to add value to their airline in your answer. Another great tip here is to make sure you study the job description and focus on telling them how your skills are a perfect match for those that they desire. So for example, if on the job description it states that they're seeking someone who is safety focused with great communication abilities, then throughout your airline pilot interview answers, be sure to use those exact terms and back it up with evidence. Okay, let's take a look at a brilliant top scoring answer to help you. Tell me about yourself and why you want to be an airline pilot. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be interviewed for this airline pilot position today. I've always been the kind of person who looks up when an airplane goes by, fascinated by the magic of flight. From making model planes as a kid to studying aerospace engineering in college, aviation has always been my true north. Since getting my airline transport pilot's license, I've been given a wide range of responsibilities that have helped me continuously develop. I've flown in difficult weather, utilised decision-making skills when under pressure, and ensured the safety and comfort of passengers on hundreds of flights. I've been fortunate enough to work with various aircraft to hone my skills as a pilot, from small regional jets to large airliners. I am fully equipped with their systems and controls. I consider myself to be a great collaborator. I've learned how important it is to communicate well, delegate tasks, and keep the mood upbeat on every flight with all crew. The way a crew works together has a big effect on how the flight goes as a whole, and knowing this has become a key part of my approach. I believe that every flight is a chance for a commercial pilot to learn, improve, and grow. I have a wide range of skills that are based on safety and accuracy. For example, I know how to fly through complicated airspace and handle the details of flight planning for short and long-haul flights. I believe this experience makes me a great fit for your airline, and I'm eager to keep using my skills to fly your passengers to their destinations safely, making their trips and memories possible. Wow, what a powerful way to kickstart your interview and be the standout candidate. Remember, by giving a confident answer like this to that opening interview question, not only will you impress the hiring manager and the interview panel, but you'll also gain confidence in the rest of your answers to come. Okay, let's take a look at the next airline pilot interview question, which is, tell me about a time you had a conflict in the flight deck. Now, 2 tips here. Number 1, you must demonstrate a conflict that you have faced that you resolved positively. And that's really important. You must have resolved it in a positive way. And I'll show you how to do that in my example answer. As a pilot, you will face challenges with others and the teams you lead. You will be expected to handle any conflict in a positive, forward-thinking and cooperative manner. Tip number 2, My advice is to structure your answer using the STAR method. So when answering any behavioural or competency-based interview question like this one, such as tell me about a time when, describe to me a situation when, explain a time when you did this. Any question that starts like that is a behavioural or competency-based interview question. You're going to get plenty in your airline pilot interview. So when answering a question like that one, structure your answer using the STAR method. So STAR stands for S for situation. What was the situation you found yourself in? T is for task. What was the task that needed to be carried out? A is for action. What action did you take to achieve the task? R is for result. What was the end result following your actions? Again, make sure it's a positive end result. And finally, the second R is for reflection. What did you learn from the experience? By following this structure, you can deliver a top scoring answer to any behavioural interview question. So let's take a look at top scoring answer to that question. Tell me about a time you had a conflict in the flight deck. One time comes to mind when I was on a cross-country flight and my co-pilot and I encountered an unexpected conflict in the flight deck. We had different interpretations of the weather conditions at our destination. He believed the weather was within acceptable limits, but I had reservations about the possibility of turbulence and crosswinds. As pilots, it is our duty to ensure the safety of all of those on board. I didn't want the tension to worsen, so I set out promptly to solve the conflict swiftly and constructively. I suggested that we take a moment to look over the weather data and NOTAMs together to make sure that we had the most accurate and up-to-date information. This brief pause gave us a chance to get together and look at the situation from all sides. We talked openly about what we thought and made sure that we had the most accurate information. This not only ended the conflict, but also helped us work better as a team. We agreed on a strategy to alter our approach plan and we landed safely. In the end, we saw that we both had good points and that our main goal was to keep the flight and the people on it safe. We erred on the side of caution, even though the conditions might have been within the regulatory limits, because we took a moment to stop, talk openly and look at the data. This experience taught me how important it is to keep a professional but positive attitude when dealing with conflicts. Our ability to talk about our differences openly, understand each other's point of view, and work together to find a solution not only solved the problem, but also made us a stronger team. Now don't go anywhere as I still have more interview questions and answers to give you, but when you're ready, click that link in the top right hand corner. It will take you to my website howtobecome.com where you can download my 21 airline pilot interview questions and answers for all airlines to give you the edge in your interview, including the ones that we're covering right now. Okay, here's the next airline pilot interview question for you. What is your greatest weakness? Tip number 1. Do not say that you are a perfectionist. Nearly everyone does this during their pilot interview and it won't score you any marks. In fact, it may even make you fail as it is unrealistic and shows the interviewer that you can't recognize your areas of needed improvement. So instead, provide a weakness that is genuine, but one that is not a match for the job description. Always turn your weakness into a positive and/or show that it is an area where you are taking it upon yourself to improve. Okay, let's look at a brilliant top scoring answer to help you. What is your biggest weakness? Although I am confident in my ability as a pilot, I appreciate that I only obtained my airline transport pilot's license a couple of years ago, and there are other pilots with decades of flight experience out there who may have applied for this position too. However, I have dedicated my entire career to date to becoming a commercial airline pilot, and I believe my drive, hunger, and passion to perform well, forge a long career with your airline, and develop into a well-respected pilot makes me stand out from other candidates. Okay, the next airline pilot interview question is, why do you want to work for our airline? This is a really common one. So tip number 1, this interview question is common but tough. It's designed to weed out those who are applying en masse to all airlines. The hiring managers instead want to find those that truly respect and have a desire to work for their airline in particular. So you must demonstrate your passion for working for their airline, show that you understand their brand and reputation, and that you have a commitment to wanting to work for their airline for the long term. That's really important because they don't want to spend time, money and resources hiring and training and investing in you as an individual for you only to move on to a different airline or career path within a couple of months. So let's take a look at a top scoring answer to help you. Why do you want to work for our airline? There are several reasons why I want to join your airline. Firstly, your airline is one that I have long desired to work for ever since I began my journey to become a commercial airline pilot, because it has such a great reputation in the aviation industry. Your dedication to operational excellence, safety and customer satisfaction matches my own high standards. I really like that your airline has high standards for training, maintenance and the quality of service as a whole. Also, your airline's large fleet and diverse range of routes give a pilot like me a chance to continuously learn and develop as a pilot. Your focus on using cutting-edge technologies and the best practices in your field shows that you are looking into the future, which is something I want to be a part of. I am a great admirer of your airline success, which makes me excited about the chance to join your team and use my skills, dedication and passion. Joining your airline would not only be a big step up in my career, but it would also give me the chance to work for a company that sets the highest standards in aviation. Okay, let's move on to the next airline pilot interview question, which is, tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult decision in the air. Wow, this is a really tricky one. Again, make sure to use the STAR technique when answering this competency-based interview question. And tip number 2, make sure that you showcase safety, calculated decision making, calmness and good communication in your answer to this particular interview question. So let's take a look at a great top scoring answer to help you. Tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult decision in the air. One instance comes to mind in a flight that I piloted last year. During the flight, we ran into turbulence that was stronger than expected and was not forecasted. Passengers were upset and worried. As the pilot in command, I had to make a decision that made sure both the passengers' experience of the flight as a whole and, most importantly, their safety came first. I talked to my co-pilot right away and looked at real-time weather updates. I decided to divert to a nearby airport where the weather was better because I knew we needed to act quickly. Initially, it was hard to tell the passengers and the cabin crew about the decision, but I tried to be clear and calm in my announcements in order to calm any worries. As a result, we were able to steer clear of the rough spots and make things easier for the passengers. Clear and calm explanations of the situation to both the cabin crew and the passengers helped ease their worries and built trust in what we were doing. This experience showed me how important it is to make proactive decisions. It taught me that sticking to the original plan is important, but so is being ready to change when things don't go as planned. It also showed how important clear communication is, both between pilots and between passengers. In the end, the decision to change course not only kept everyone safe, but also helped the passengers and crew trust each other more. It is a good reminder that in aviation, safety and open communication are the most important things, even when unexpected problems come up. Now, in preparation for your airline pilot interview, I also recommend you prepare answers to the following questions. In your opinion, what qualities should a pilot possess? As a pilot, you need to be a strong leader. What qualities are needed to become an effective leader? Give me an example of a situation you were in where you had to deal with extreme stress. Describe a time when you had to take a risk whilst at work. Describe a time when you followed strict rules and procedures to complete a complex task. What can you tell us about our airline? As a pilot, you will need to make difficult decisions on a regular basis. Explain the decision-making process you utilize whilst making important decisions. Tell me about a time when you demonstrated strong customer service skills. As a pilot, why is it important to have communication skills? As a pilot, you will need to demonstrate strong teamworking skills. Tell me what the qualities of an effective team player are. So the next thing to do if you would like to accelerate your learning even further and pass your interview at the first attempt is to click that link right now in the top right hand corner of this video for 2 reasons. The first reason is that it will take you through to my website howtobecome.com, where you can get all of these answers plus a total of 21 brilliant responses to airline pilot interview questions. And secondly, the next reason is I've given you 3 smart questions to ask at the end of your airline pilot interview on that page. It is a brilliant resource guaranteed to help you prepare effectively for your interview, and also more importantly, put you ahead of the competition. Make sure you check out that link. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, as I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their job interviews, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. Please also hit that like button, as that encourages me to make more videos just like this one. And if you have any questions regarding specific airlines, do let me know in the comment section below, where I will get back to you with even more interview tips and advice. And finally, don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best of your airline pilot interview. Have a brilliant day.